The article I just posted is as much about self-trust as it is an introspective article on why we commit to completing projects that are all still half finished. Why we swear we'll lose the weight, but we end up gaining it. And if you are like me, you have an endless list of house renovations, exercise programs, taxes, paperwork, admin tasks, which may or may not match the length of your Netflix queue. I start in the article asking why we so often commit and then fail to bring ourselves to account. Are we lazy, lacking discipline? Or is it because we are weak, unable to stay the course when the road gets too steep? And I explore how these small moments in which we fail to hold ourselves accountable eventually becomes a continual erosion that creates distrust of self. How well would you trust someone who promised over and over to do something and were continuously unreliable? How much would you appreciate someone who says they'll help you and then prioritizes something else? What happens when the person letting you down is you? Trust in self is part of the self-belief and self-worth equation. Over time, those individual instances of unreliability become part of your character rather than a one-off behavior. It's part of how the insidious belief that you are not worthy or not enough is born and sustained. After enough instances of failing to be accountable to yourself, you no longer trust that you are capable of succeeding, that you are going to try your best, or that you're even worth recommitting for. If your faith in self has been worn away, you won't be able to achieve your deepest desires permanently and sustainably. Personally, I used to be very accountable to others, but absolutely unreliable with my own goals. At work and with friends, I didn't disappoint, but I always disappointed myself. This mechanism worked somewhat when I was focused externally because it set me up to succeed. But it also often left me feeling exhausted and resentful. It also meant that I couldn't slow down or be introspective because then I'd have to look at how I let myself down and how I always subjugated my own desires and interests in favor of others. And so I organized my life around the constant message to myself that I wasn't as valuable or as important as other people. And while that basic belief about my worth stemmed from misinterpretations and some maladaptive coping mechanisms from past events, it still unconsciously was playing out in my here and now and reinforcing those damaging self-perceptions. To move past this, I had to learn to balance my needs with those of others and to say no when necessary. I had to learn that disappointing yourself can be deadly to success, motivation, and self-appreciation. If you are interested in learning to set goals for yourself, hold yourself accountable, and rebuild your self-trust, I encourage you to read the full article and to visit www.meganwarrencoaching.com to schedule a free 30-minute chemistry call to see how we might partner to get you to where you want to be. Thanks for listening.